Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring you a video on my advanced Hunt-a-thon guide. Top tips and tricks for Zinogre. So this guide is designed for beginners and experts alike. I'm going to try to cover everything a Hunt-a-thon has to offer, and it will definitely help everyone, whether you're brand new or you're an expert. Hopefully, this guide helps you learn something new, or helps you confirm something you already know. This guide will also contain tips for taking on Zinogre. And it's going to cover a lot of information regarding Hunt-a-thons, so there are chapters, and it's in the description as well, so if you want to skip to a certain part, you can. Alright, first we're going to start off with Hunt-a-thon timing mechanics. So 30 minutes before a Hunt-a-thon starts, gathering points will turn into a Hunt-a-thon point. And you can still gather the resources from the gathering point before its Hunt-a-thon starts. Here's an example right here. I'm able to tap on this gathering node and gather its materials. As long as it, like I mentioned, if it's not starting, you can still click on it and it will say collected. Also, Hunt-a-thons are displayed in military time. I'm going to be posting a chart which will show you how to tell military time. As I'm a military veteran, it's not that hard, but some of the world also runs on military time. I know in the United States, we don't do that. So a chart's going to be posted on the left for a majority of the video for all of you to see. Next up, we have Hunt-a-thon timing mechanics. So Hunt-a-thons appear in the preliminary state at designated points around 6:50 a.m. local time, with the first Hunt-a-thon starting around 7:15 a.m. local time. So this is when Hunt-a-thons will start appearing for you on the local time at the map. So if you really want to wake up that early and go on and hunt, well, those are the ones you have to look for. The final Hunt-a-thon of the day begins approximately at 10:45 p.m. local time and ends around 11:15 p.m. local time. For those of you in other countries that are playing like crazy and like mad, that's when the last Hunt-a-thon of the day happens. I approve this because if you didn't, some of y'all would be playing 24/7. Not only is it bad for your mental health, but it's also bad for your physical health, so you must get some rest. But there's no rest for the wicked, so I understand that as well. Also, Hunt-a-thons last 30 minutes, then the Hunt-a-thon will end. So after a Hunt-a-thon portal opens, then it has a 30-minute timer. After that, the Hunt-a-thon will disappear. Moving on, we're going to look at Hunt-a-thon's preliminary state. This is before a Hunt-a-thon starts. Hunt-a-thons in a preliminary state have a diamond shaped with a hat symbol above a time. So as you see, the hat symbol is right above there, and it has a time posted. The time stated is when the Hunt-a-thon will start. Example, 2017 means this Hunt-a-thon will start at 8:17 p.m. Again, if you're having trouble telling military time, there's the chart to the left. When you approach the node with a hat on it, the shape will change from a diamond to a hexagon. So like you see in this example right here, it changed from a diamond to a hexagon. So when it's in your radius, your encounter radius, you see we all have an encounter radius circle, that shape will change, indicating you are next to the Hunt-a-thon. So you can use that reference if you like to be more visual and know that, okay, we're in range of the hat. So if you're in range, it's a hexagon instead of a diamond. Moving on, if you tap on the preliminary state of a Hunt-a-thon, you will see this. When you click on a hat that hasn't started, you can see a preview of the set of monsters and the time it starts. To put it easily, when it's not starting, you have to tap to see a preview. When it does start, you will see a preview of the monster. As of now, Hunt-a-thons have 5 monsters that will progressively get harder. As you see right here for the arrows, the first and second monsters will be 2 stars lower than the final monster. Next up, the third and fourth monsters will be 1 star lower than the final monster. And the last monster will be the final monster, and it will set how hard the Hunt-a-thon will be. For example, if it's a 9-star monster, it will be the following. 2 7-star monsters for the first 2. Following that, you will have 2 8-star monsters, and then you will have 1 9-star monster. However, if there's an event going on, there will actually be event-specific Hunt-a-thons. And here is the Hunt-a-thon preliminary state you will see of these event hats. Hunt-a-thons can have a special set of monsters during events. And here's an example from events that include Zinogre. As you see here, the first and second monsters will be 4 and 3 stars lower than the final monster. We're going to start off with 5 stars, and then we go on to 6 stars. The third and fourth monsters will be 2 and 1 stars lower than the final monster. So as you see, the second set we have right here, it's 2 and 1 stars lower, so that goes on to 7 and 8. Next, you have the last one, and the final monster will still be the highest and set the difficulty. In the case for this event Hunt-a-thon, we have the Hunt-a-thon ending with Zinogre at 9 stars. So, as you see right here, it starts off at 5, then it goes to 6, 7, 8, and finally ending at 9 stars. Alright, now that we covered before Hunt-a-thon starts, let's cover when a Hunt-a-thon starts. And this is the Hunt-a-thon point state. So Hunt-a-thons at the point state, which are called Hunt-a-thon points, shows the final monster symbol, right here it's a Zinogre, and its tier above the timer. So again, right here we have a Zinogre, and with 3 purple stars, that is an 8-star Zinogre. So this is a Hunt-a-thon with a final boss of an 8-star Zinogre. At this point, the 30-minute timer will start ticking down. So when you see this monster symbol and the tier above it, it'll start counting backwards. So you'll start seeing this timer go from 29, 50, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46. Again, the timer will start counting down, just like you see in this example right over here. Next up, we have one of the most awesome mechanics of the Hunt-a-thons, and that is the cost to join Hunt-a-thons. You can join Hunt-a-thons for free every 3 hours. Otherwise, you must use Hunt-a-thon tickets that you can buy with gems in the in-game shop. As you see right here, you see an example of me using a Hunt-a-thon ticket, and if you don't have one when you start the hat, you could just buy it directly from the screen. This also resets the progress of the current Hunt-a-thon you're in if you're doing a different Hunt-a-thon while you're trying to finish another one. So say you have 2 right next to each other. You didn't finish one, but you want to start the other one. If you do the other one, it will reset the progress you currently have in the first one. So let's say you only kill the first monster in the first one, but then you want to do the second one right away. You do the second one, it will reset the first one. I know it's complicated, but it's only if you want to do another Hunt-a-thon and you don't finish the one you're in right now. You can tell how much time you have left to wait to do another free Hunt-a-thon using the timer above your character name. So as you see right here, there's this timer that says wait X amount of minutes. That's how you can tell how much time you have left before you can do another free Hunt-a-thon. Here's an important note though. If you use a Hunt-a-thon ticket, it will not reset the cooldown for your Hunt-a-thons, which is great because it used to be like that back then. But now what happens is that if you do, you see this example right here, after I finished and used the ticket for the Hunt-a-thon above, it did not reset the timer for the Hunt-a-thon below. So again, if you're like 5 minutes away from starting your next Hunt-a-thon, then you use a ticket, well, you can do the ticket, and then in 5 minutes, likely when you're done with that Hunt-a-thon you're doing right now, your cooldown for free will reset, and you'll be able to do the next one for free. Alright, now that we covered all of that, here's your active Hunt-a-thon menu. So this is what you're going to see when you actually enter a hat that's active. So when you see a hat that's active and you tap on it, it will show you various information. You'll be able to see the current monster. Right here we have a 6-star Tobi-Kadachi. Its weaknesses, as you see, its weaknesses are water and poison, and your recommended grade weapon. In this case, the recommended grade weapon is grade 7. You'll also see the set of monsters that make up your hat. As you see, it's based on the one from before, as you saw when I did that breakdown over there. We have 2 6-stars, 2 7-stars, and an 8-star Zinogre for this Hunt-a-thon. You can also see nearby hunters on the screen. In this case, I have 0, so there's nobody nearby. You're able to tap and change your weapons and armor loadout before each hunt. So as you see this example right here, tap and hold your weapon icon and you will be able to change your loadout very quickly. So that's only if you have preset loadouts. So if you don't have a preset loadout, make a preset one, and then bam, tap and hold, and poof, you can switch weapons very quickly. Moving on, we have entering a Hunt-a-thon. You can join a Hunt-a-thon as long as your HP is above 30%. Otherwise, you will get a warning message like you see right here. If you leave a Hunt-a-thon and there's still time left, you can start where you left off. As you see in the example right here, I left, went back in, and I already finished the first 4 monsters in this Hunt-a-thon, so it put me right back to the last one, which is the 8-star Zinogre right here. You can reattempt the hunt as long as there is time on the Hunt-a-thon left. I'll do more of this later in the video, more of an example, but as long as there is time left in this Hunt-a-thon, you can continue it or reattempt it over and over again until you finish it or until the time again runs out. But how strong are Hunt-a-thon monsters? Well, here we have Hunt-a-thon HP scaling. So Hunt-a-thon group hunts have different HP scaling than those on the map that you would do. So Hunt-a-thons have a preset health increase no matter how many hunters are in the Hunt-a-thon group. So it's a preset increase. That means even if you have 4 hunters, which usually gives 2 times the monster's HP, it's different for Hunt-a-thons. This is why Hunt-a-thon final bosses are so difficult to take on solo because of the hat HP scaling. So even if you're solo, which you're not supposed to have an HP increase, you're going to have an HP increase when you take on Hunt-a-thon monsters. Alright, now here's how to do a Hunt-a-thon solo. You can attempt Hunt-a-thon solo by clicking ready to hunt shortly after joining the Hunt-a-thon. Remember, solo monsters will have a preset difficulty increase, so they will be harder than the same tier monster that is on the map. Here's an example over here. This Tobi-Kadachi would be much easier to roast if I found it wild on the map versus doing it in a Hunt-a-thon. Once you successfully hunt one monster in a Hunt-a-thon, you must tap Hunt Next Monster before you join the next one. In this case, I'm roasting this Tobi-Kadachi extremely quickly, except it really doesn't want to go down because, you know, you gotta let it roar, and yeah, it's, whatever. So anyways, here's what I was talking about. It goes down. After you take out the monster, you will see this little special symbol that says completed, which is different than usual. It'll have the Hunt-a-thon symbol, and here you must hit Hunt Next Monster, and then it will shoot you to the next one. And here's a note, after the first monster, the game will force you to wait 5 seconds before you start the next Hunt-a-thon monster, like you see in the example right over here. Don't want to hunt solo? Well, here's how to hunt Hunt-a-thons in a group using global matchmaking. As of April 18, 2024, the best update for Hunt-a-thons was made, which created an online co-op system that will automatically look for other hunters around the world. You can now attempt Hunt-a-thons in a group even if there are no hunters nearby by simply waiting in the hat lobby. So just wait in the lobby if you want this matchmaking system to work. You will see a message that says expanding recruitment range. This may take a little bit before your lobby is fully matched with players. So just wait, and then once it's fully matched with players or whenever you want to start, the thing is, all hunters must hit ready up before the hunt starts. Every monster lobby must match with a different group. This means you may not match up with a hunter you matched up with in a previous hunt. So everyone out there, there's no way for you to actually search for a player. You just have to hope that the system matches you up with players that will enable you to complete the Hunt-a-thon. As you see for this 8-star Zinogre, I have got matched with a group of hunters. Shortly, you will see me match up with a 9-star Zinogre, which is the same Hunt-a-thon, but a different lobby filled with different players. So I'm not going to have the same players that you see in this 8-star Zinogre at this 9-star one right here. As you see, when I start this 9-star Zinogre, I'm going to get matched with a completely different group of players. Remember, Hunt-a-thons have preset HP scaling, so the number of players don't matter, which means just because I have 4 players in this hat, it would be the same HP as if I took on this 9-star Zinogre by myself. With this being said, groups will help you save potions and have a lot of fun doing Hunt-a-thons. This has been, again, the best update for Hunt-a-thons since Hunt-a-thons released way back when. I think it was December, right? Yeah, so 4 months later, we finally have global matchmaking, and this solves the solo player woes where people and other hunters cannot take out Zinogre at a high level. Now you can have global friends help you out. You don't need a group of players. You don't need a community with a lot of hunters. You just need to be patient and wait till you get matched up and paired up with other hunters. Moving on, here's my tips for global matchmaking. Matchmaking will stick you with the same group unless you attempt the hunt. So you can't just back out a lobby and then go back into it. No, you actually need to do the hunt. Because what's going to do, as you see the example right here, this person keeps on trying to leave, but they keep getting stuck in the same group with me and everybody else. So you have to attempt the hunt. If you abandon the hunt and rejoin the Hunt-a-thon, you will start a new lobby where you can match with new hunters. So again, you have to start the hat, leave it, and then rejoin if you want to join a new group. But keep in mind, hunter ranks will be removed from the lobby in the future, so you won't be able to tell the strength of other hunters. So in the future, you're probably just going to have to give it a shot, as when this update occurs, you have to try do your best to gauge when you should leave a hunt because you clearly aren't going to complete it. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to finish this. Well, if you're at that point, then you can leave. And it's totally up to you whether you want to try to carry a hunt or not, if you notice that someone looks like they're not going to geared well, or if they can't do it. But I'll do your best for the current battle until you know you can't finish it so you don't waste time. Next up, here are tips for Hunt-a-thons. Make sure you don't go too far away from a hat or it will kick you out unless it's the last monster. So if you try to go to the next monster and you travel too far away from the hat, as you see right here, I pretty much like drive by, enter this Zinogre right here. So I'm able to get to a point to where I'm still close enough to where I can start the next hunt. So tag it, drive away, park someone safely, and then now I'm attacking and doing the hunt with these hunters right here. You can enter Hunt-a-thon and still complete it even if you were not on top of the Hunt-a-thon point. That's the point I'm trying to make over here. I drive by, tag this one, get parked somewhere close, and then I'm still able to do the rest of the Hunt-a-thon. If you cannot complete the hunt, wait until the timer expires. This will allow you to reattempt the hat even though if you are not in range of a Hunt-a-thon point. If you back out, it's going to kick you out and you're going to have to get on top of it and enter again. However, again, if you wait until you reattempt it, like you see in this example right here, you will not have to do that. You just have to click reattempt hunt, so just wait till the timer expires, click reattempt hunt, and bam, you will still be able to go ahead and form a new group for global matchmaking. In addition, if you want to skip the final monster cutscene, just tap and hold the screen. As you see right here, tap and hold the screen if you want to skip the cutscene for any of the final monsters in any of the Hunt-a-thons. And finally, we're focusing on Zinogre. Here is my Zinogre tips and tricks for beginner/newer players. Take a look at my Zinogre monster guide and study all of its attacks before you try to take on 8 and 9 star Zinogre. I also have a support builds video that use sneak attack, poison/paralysis builds. You must have these at least at a bare minimum if you take on 8 and 9 star Zinogre. I have these videos in the description. They're also going to be at the end of the video credits. So take a look at those if you have not studied any of Zinogre's attacks or anything like that, or don't have the builds to take it out. Do not attempt it. Keep in mind that you will likely be called bad names, leechers, etc., and in Reddit and other platforms, not just Discord or other social media outlets. Carry your weight because here's the thing. In Hunt-a-thons, some players don't have time to reattempt Zinogre if you fail. So they could be at a 9 star Zinogre, spent Hunt-a-thon tickets, you join the lobby as a level like 20 that has no chance at all, expecting players to carry you of the higher level, and they fail. So not only are you wasting other people's time, but you also potentially waste their opportunity to actually complete and get the higher rarity materials that those higher level players are looking for. Last but not least, here are my Zinogre tips and tricks for experts. You're in this category if you have high grade weapons, ice attack level 5, poison, Black Diablos weapons, and or have slain 8 star Zinogre solo. If you could slay 8 star Zinogre solo, you can definitely slay 9 star in a group. Here's the thing, for experts, breaking the tail takes priority if your group is able to. That's because you're all looking for that rarity 6 Zinogre plate. Well, if you're going after that rarity 6 Zinogre plate, you must break the tail. This takes priority, as breaking the tail, again, contains the chance at dropping the rarity 6 Zinogre plate. If you are an expert, you should know what several weapons are, and if you have a several weapon and you're using it, go after Zinogre's tail. For bow users, you can use sever damage using your Dragon Piercer, which is your special skill. And light bowgun users can use slicing ammo to do sever damage. If your group is doing enough damage, stop attacking Zinogre until the tail is broken if you can. This is a 10,000 IQ play. As you see right here, I do some damage to Zinogre's tail with my Dragon Piercer, and I know we're going to be able to take out this 8 star Zinogre. So I actually stop attacking shortly here. I'll stop attacking for a few seconds, and bam, we break the tail, and now that's my cue to finish off the Zinogre. So again, if your group is doing enough damage, stop attacking Zinogre. Hopefully the others will be able to break its tail, and you can get a Zinogre plate. Hopefully this guide helps you with Hunt-a-thons and the global matchmaking mechanic. Niantic/Capcom has stated they will be improving group hunts more in the future. Here's an example. Easier part breaks and a group hunt reward that you can actually double as well. So this has been the best update ever so far, and hopefully this guide, like I mentioned for Hunt-a-thons, really helps you out because there's a lot of information regarding hats, and I gave you all the tips and tricks I knew in this video. With that being said, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Good luck on all your Hunt-a-thons, and I hope you're getting all those rarity 6 Zinogre plates or all the materials you need to craft your Zinogre weapons and armor. And I will see y'all on the next video.